Knicks fans, what's popping? What's popping? Tough loss today. Um, it's a game that I thought we could have won, even though Porzingis and Hardaway was out. But nonetheless, it's a tough loss. Um, and the tail of the tape is kind of funny. Uh, I'm actually I'm gonna try to bring this up for you guys so you can check out the tail of the tape. Uh, I need you guys to let me know if you can hear me. All right, I see Luca M. I see you're on there. Let me know if you can hear me, please. All right. I'm um I'm checking out a new system, so I need to know if you can. I need to know if you can hear me. All right. But looking at the tail of the tape for this game, the Knicks were the Knicks shot 46.2%. They actually made 43 field goals. They shot 33% from three, which is just mediocre. They made 5 of 15 3-pointers. Orlando shot 45% from the field, making 37 field goals. They only shot 21.4% for three, but they made 6 3-pointers. Um, the big difference, Orlando made 25 free throws, 25 of 29. The Knicks were only 9 and 10. Without Porzingis, without Hardaway, they had trouble getting to the line. Um, Hardaway and Porzingis, they both do a really good job getting to the line. And, we just didn't have guys getting to the line tonight. I think that was, that's a big volume kind of low. Let me see if I can get that up. Is that better? Let me know if that's better. Trying to get it up as high as I can. I'm going to speak a little bit closer into the mic. All right, hopefully that's a little bit better. But yeah, we let me check it. Yeah, but we without Porzingis, without Hardaway, it was definitely a tough go without it. And I'm concerned. I want to know if you guys are concerned because I'm a little bit concerned. Um, how long do you think Hardaway is going to be out? I haven't heard anything from him. I didn't get to watch the Knicks post-game show, so I haven't found out or heard anything about Hardaway's injury. The only thing that I know is that he came and expected to play and ended up not playing because of a leg injury. I don't know if you guys have heard anything. Beasley is good on offense, but I hate. Yeah, he is. Beasley is a little bit ball dominant sometimes. He's kind of, that's his game a little bit. And you seen it in those last few seconds. The crowd started screaming for him to. The crowd started screaming for him to pass the ball, but he didn't. He ended up going to the basket, I think it was, or making the pass finally. But yeah, he is kind of a ball stopper sometimes. Frank is the only one I'm mad at. I mean, Frank played well tonight. I'm having a little problem with Hornacek sometimes. He seems to have a quick hook with Frank. Right? He pulls him out quick. I mean, in the first half, he came in maybe halfway through the second quarter and got snatched out the game with 9 minutes left. No, halfway through the first quarter, got snatched out the game with 9 minutes left in the second quarter. I just think the kid needs more time. Frank played a little pass. Yeah, scrolling back, I see what's his name? Luca M said Frank plays a little bit passive on a couple of plays. Yeah, but he does play a little bit passive, and maybe he did play a little bit passive on a few games, but I think he's beginning to get more aggressive. Yeah, Prince Fresh 89. I think he's beginning to become more aggressive. Look for a shot a little bit more. Exactly. No, when Frank is hot, he takes Frank out the game. It's like he has a set rotation, and he wants to stick to that rotation instead of just letting Frank ride out sometimes. In the second half, I don't know if he was trying to kind of strike lightning or whatever it was. But he pulled in Sessions. I don't see that Sessions did too much while he was in the game. So he still took Frank out with like, what was it, maybe 8 minutes left in that fourth quarter, and then brought Sessions in the game for a few minutes, and then came back with Jack. I'm not understanding it. I want to see Frank play some more. He needs to stay in the game so that we need his defense. Now, you see he did the offensive defensive substitutions at the end of the game. Did it work? I guess not, because we still lost the game. But I think, Hornacek just needs to go in with him, give him some more minutes. I think he should start the next. It might not be a bad idea. Give Jack a break. Frank should definitely get more minutes tomorrow, since it's a back-to-back. Give Jack a break. Jack is a little bit older, so he's not going to be able to keep doing it. He's going to wear down a little bit. I guess that's why he's probably trying to get Sessions in the game some. But I agree. I think that we need to let Frank play a little bit more tomorrow. With Dotson, that was his chance to show that he could be a starting shooting guard in the league. Well, I'm not going to say it's his chance to show that he could be a starting shooting guard, but it was his chance to say, hey, coach, I need some more minutes, But he kind of had a quick hook with Dotson as well, right? Dotson would, he started the game, but, played a few minutes and then came out and didn't come back in, and he put Ron Baker in the game. Same thing in the second half. Lance was missing a heck of a lot of open shots. I was getting really upset. He had 3 or 4 threes where he was wide open and couldn't knock it down. And he's got to knock them down. Then he had that layup at the end that he missed. He's got to knock those down. Yeah, Kyle is playing well. Especially Kyle plays better when Cantor is here. When Cantor is hurt or out, you start to see some holes in Kyle's game. He had a little bit of a stretch where he was doing some boneheaded things, but he played well tonight, and he played well last few games. He definitely looks better when Cantor is here. Cantor played great tonight as well. Again, let me see stats for Cantor. Cantor had score. Cantor had 18 points, 16 rebounds. Now, the problem with Cantor is that he had to guard what's his face over there, and he had to guard Vucevic, and Cantor, of course, is going to have trouble guarding Vucevic out on the perimeter. Yeah, Noah might have been able to deal with Vucevic out on the perimeter a little bit more. Noah's a little bit more mobile than Cantor is. Cantor is kind of, he has good footwork, but he doesn't have good foot speed. Noah could have helped us out there. And I think they tried to go to Cantor in the post too a little bit, but they were double teaming him, and without having KP or Tim Hardaway there, there was, you didn't have that another reliable option. Of course, Mike Beasley had 21 points tonight, and he didn't shoot bad. He had 21 points, 10 and 19 from the field, so that's not bad. But you still need a reliable KP or Tim Hardaway Jr. out there. Now, I know I kind of crushed on Tim Hardaway Jr. in the past, but I like the way he's been playing lately, and I think we need him out there on the floor, especially on the fast break. Tim Hardaway gets up the floor, so that hurts us. And if Tim Hardaway is out for a little while, then, we're going to need a solution. Someone's going to have to step up. Yeah. Nick Dreezy, I agree. Sometimes Jeff Hornacek has some suspect rotations. that I'm sometimes concerned about. Yeah, I don't always get what he's doing. Now, is KP definitely out tomorrow? I know he's day to day. Yeah, yeah, Hornacek. His tomorrow we play Indiana in Indianapolis. So we already have trouble on the road. And if we don't have two of our top guns there, that's going to be a tough game to get. It was a close game when we played them at the Garden. When we played them at the Garden, we were up. We were down. I don't know, almost 20 points, and had to come back and win. So it's going to be a tough game. Speaking of, I tried. I tried a lot. Speaking Mark Jackson into head coach as into an existence. I tried a lot. I want Mark Jackson, but I can't lie. Jeff Hornacek has done a good job so far. With 500, we weren't supposed to be 500, right? We're supposed to be a lottery team. So he's done a good job so far. His lineups are sometimes questionable. Um, uh, you know, so I guess we'll have to see how it plays out. Fizdale, he would be a good coach. Maybe, who knows? Maybe he'd be a good assistant coach for a little while in the event that Hornacek doesn't work out. But I know today his rotations were a little funny. When you got two of your top guns out, sometimes that's going to happen. You're not sure who's going to be able to do what. Right? There's a reason. As much as I like Dotson, there's a reason that Dotson and uh, what's his name aren't really in the lineup too much. Um, they got to play a little bit more today because Hardaway was out, but there's a reason they're not fully into the rotation. So when you have two of your top guns out, it's going to be a little bit harder to make those rotations work. If you have one guy out, then you can, like you got KP out, you can say, okay, Beasley, you can step in for him. If you got just Hardaway out, then maybe Dotson can step in for him. But you got to find, it's hard to find the right rotations when you have a couple of guys out like that, a couple of your main guys out like that. So no Willie again. Yeah. I mean Billy. Sorry, no Billy again. Billy's I don't know. We've all seen him play a few times, and he's just doesn't seem like he's ready to play on. Last year it seemed like he was ready to play on the NBA level. This year it doesn't really seem like he's ready to play on the NBA level. I'm not sure what to say about it or what to think about it. I don't know if he just he played in the European in the championships and things. So you really thought that Billy was going to come in ready to go, but it's just not doing it this year. Not sure exactly what it is yet, or maybe this is just who he is right now. Yeah, 25. We gave them 25 or 29 free throws, and that means that they were being more aggressive, right? They were being more aggressive going to the basket. Uh, when the team gets, they got 15 more free throws than us. Still only won by 5, but 15 more free throws. That means they were being more aggressive. We just weren't being aggressive enough. The Lakers are better than the Knicks. I mean, how you know that? Who's that? The real Remy? How do you know that? We'll play in a couple of days. We'll be playing the Lakers. We'll find out then. We'll find out then. I hope Frank gets on Lonzo and shuts him down. Yep. If Billy got in, it could have been. He could have been. I got these two guys over here trying to get in the picture. You know, you guys got something to say about? You guys got something to say?
Yeah. They think the Lakers are better than the Knicks. But who has a better record though?
Hey, who was that? Hey, the real Remy.
But who has a better record though?
The one back here with the head cap on. She said, who's got the real record though? Who's got the better record? Oh, you from Chicago? The record's not better.
Right.
He's not good.
He's not good.
Hey, but hold up. So, I mean, what's Lonzo Ball doing right now? He's playing 30 minutes a game. What's he doing right now?
Frank would cook Lonzo. He would clamp him.
Yeah. Next, what was that? December 12th. We're gonna see. What's his name? The real Remy. Come back on December 12th.
Right.
Come back on December 12th.
I'll be here.
And you said you're from Chicago. We play Chicago coming up pretty soon as well. Come back on then. We could talk. But right now we're gonna stick to the Knicks. I don't want to keep talking about the Lakers. You know. I don't want to talk about the Celtics or the Cavs either. Okay, Frank is too. Frank's a team player too.
With that cripple
What you mean? Right.
I just subbed. I'll be here.
Bet. All right. We'll see you there. Yeah, Lakers 8-14.
Right. And the Knicks are 500. So
Lakers 8-14. We'll see here. How do you feel about the effort without Porzingis harder? I think the effort was good. I think the effort was pretty good. I just don't think we had enough. You know, it's hard to make the rotations work when you don't have two of your main pieces there. I mean, both those players, Porzingis and Hardaway, is getting 30 minutes a game. So how do you feel in 30 minutes a game? How do you feel in 25 points and 18, 19 points a game? You know, it's hard to fill that in, you know, and if you don't have the depth to fill that in, then, you know, you're going to struggle. So I think the effort was pretty good without those two guys there. Exactly. Execution was bad. Effort was good, but the execution wasn't that good. And, you know, that's going to be expected when you got some guys who, you know, play 5 to 10 minutes a game with Ron Baker and Dotson now coming in and, you know, trying to fill that void. So. Yeah, I don't understand why Sessions was in the fourth. You know, you know, maybe he was just trying to, you know, find lightning in a bottle or something like that. But yeah, I didn't understand why Sessions was in there in the fourth quarter. Back here with the head cap on, you got the head cap on for. You guys making my stream freeze up. Makes it known for. I'm not talking about that no more.
Right. Who's to blame for today's loss?
I don't know if anyone. I don't know if anyone is really to blame for the loss today. I think it's really, you know, we had some missing pieces. I think the bigger concern is, are we going to continue to have missing pieces? Right? Is Hardaway going to continue to be out? How long is KP going to be day to day? I think that's a bigger concern because we're in a stretch of the season where we could actually make a move in the East, right? We could actually move up and make a move, you know, to try to get. We could actually get into the top 4, top 5 with these stretch of teams that we're playing against. But if we're injured, we can't do it. You know, so Yeah, I don't even know who this guy is.
You still on it? Like we don't switch to 3 different topics.
I don't even know who this guy is, but I hope he comes back when the Knicks play the Lakers, though.
But you don't want to respond to the hate.
To the hate, I responded to you, buddy.
Right.
I responded to you. I mean, you know, all I'm saying is I'm not going to continue to talk about the Lakers when this is a Knicks show. How long you want me to talk about the fakers? How about that? How long you want me to talk about the fakers? Specific players or certain types of players New York should go for at the deadline. Well, I think with the way that things are going now, I think the Knicks should kind of stick with where we are and see if we can, see what happens throughout the season. But I think that we need a defensive small forward would really help us out because Courtney Lee is playing that small forward spot, but I think we need more length. Because Courtney Lee is kind of, he's 6'5". I think we need someone 6'7", 6'8" at that small forward spot, but they got to be able to play defense. Exactly. We got to do well in this stretch. This is a stretch we play. This was the first 8 of 10 games where the teams we play are below 500. That's why I think it was important for us to get this win, which we didn't. And I think we need, we need to pull out some wins during this stretch. We play Indiana. At the Indiana, we got a few games, teams that are below 500. We need to pull some wins out. We need to get some separation in our record. PG-13, PG-13 is going to he would cost a lot of money. Of course, but someone in his style, someone who's like him. They don't have to be PG-13. Robert Covington would be someone really nice. He's young. He plays defense. He can score. You don't need a superstar at the 3 spot, but you need someone who can play defense and score. Yeah, he would be perfect. Covington would be perfect. KP's ankle is going to collapse before the All-Star break. I hope not. I don't know how bad of a sprain it is. I know he's day to day. Hopefully he'll. We'll see if he plays tomorrow night. Maybe he didn't play tonight because they wanted him to play tomorrow night since it was, it was a back-to-back and, Indiana's a better team. Yeah, he did. Covington just signed an extension, so, we won't be looking at him. But someone in his style, we need someone with that style of play. That's what we're looking at. That's what we need in that 3 spot. Yeah. But I'm definitely concerned about the injury bug with this team, though. Since the beginning of the season, man, we've had Frank out, we've had KP, Hardaway, Cantor. Begley said they're out tomorrow. KP's not playing. Both of them are out tomorrow, so that's going to be a tough game for us tomorrow against Indiana. Now it's the second game. Maybe Hornacek maybe has a better idea of what to do because it's the second game. I would like to see Dotson start again. The more, get him out there, let him get comfortable. Yeah, I know he's just trolling. That's all right. He'll be back in here. He's still in here. But yeah, so tomorrow's gonna be a tough game. But you know what? If we share the ball, we had 18 assists tonight. I think we averaged 22 for the season. I guess that's natural because you don't have KP and you don't have Hardaway, so I guess it's natural that your assists are gonna go down a little bit. But we need some guys to step up. Lance Thomas had so many open shots tonight, and he didn't step up and knock them down. Hopefully tomorrow night he does. Tim's injury, I'm I'm not exactly sure what Tim's injury is right now.
Oh,
Yeah, let's start Frank. I mean, I'm with it. Or even if we don't start Frank, give him more than 15 minutes, 12 to 15 minutes. Yeah, it's gonna take a little bit of time for KP to build some, build some muscle. He'll get there. How much money can we spend in free agency? You know what? I haven't really looked at it yet, so I'm not sure. Not sure. A lot depends on what we do. There are different offseasons. There are different moves that we can do to maybe free up some money. Cantor, which I think we're going to keep Cantor. We should keep Cantor, but he can opt out this summer. And with the season that he's having so far, he's definitely going to opt out. So, we'll see what happens in the summer. There's some moves that they can make, though, to free up some cap space. We don't need to start. We don't need to. I mean, I agree. He doesn't have to start. If he started, it'd be cool, but he doesn't have to start. But more than 16 minutes, right? He needs to have more than 16 minutes. He needs to be getting, he should be getting 22 to 25 minutes a game, in my opinion. Get him out there, get him playing. He needs to be getting 22 to 25 minutes a game. Honestly, when we first drafted Porzingis, all right, it was like this. I wanted the Knicks to draft, what's his name? I can't think of his name now. Point guard. Emmanuel Mudiay. I wanted the Knicks to draft Emmanuel Mudiay at the time. But in my heart, I felt like they were going to draft Porzingis, and I was scared. I was like, I seen him play and what he could do at 7'3", but I was afraid that he was going to be a bust, honestly. And so I was like, well, you know what? Let's get KP. But I wasn't surprised. I mean, I was like, you know what? Let's get Mudiay. I wanted to get Mudiay because I was afraid of KP. But I wasn't surprised when they drafted him because I knew that Phil was drafting to fit the triangle. And so when they drafted him, I just put my head into my hands like this. But I was wrong, and I'm glad. I'm glad I was wrong. Definitely glad I was wrong. Knicks should try to get CJ Miles in the offseason. CJ Miles, I don't know what's going on with him in Toronto, how long of a contract he signed, but he killed us. But where would he fit? We have so many shooting guards. Where would he fit? Nick Young, you like KP? That's cool. I mean, hey, KP was he looked, when I watched, video of him, he looked at I was like, wow, this guy's 7'3", can do these things, but I was just afraid, especially after coming off of having Bargnani, and I was just afraid of what what would happen with him. CJ Miles plays the 3. And he might. I thought he was kind of in between a 2 and a 3. But I think at that 3 spot, we need someone that's really, really long. The league is going long. One of the reasons we drafted Frank is so that we can have a long point guard, and I think we need to look at length. My all-time Knicks starting 5. That's a good one. Let me see. I had to think about it a little bit, but I'd probably go with point guard. I go with Walt Clyde Frazier. Of course, at center, I'm gonna go with Patrick Ewing, Willis Reed. I had to think about it from there. There's a lot of players. I'm gonna have to get back with you on that because I gotta think about it a little bit. But those are at least my top three right there. I probably would have Melo at the three. Um, I'm not sure about shooting guard. There's a lot of players to choose from. Not a lot of players to choose from. So I had to get back with you on that. Yeah, I at 15 he was skinny and worn out after running like one lap. Yeah, I read that somewhere. You know what? I like Spreewell. I love Spreewell. I love everything that Spreewell stood for. The only thing about Spreewell, man, is he had no right hand, no left hand. Everything with Spreewell was to the right. He did everything. He even crossed over from the right to the right. It was weird. But I mean, it was effective. Somehow he did it, but Spreewell represented New York well. I like Spree. Clyde, Pearl, Bernard, Melo, and Ewing. Yeah, that's nice right there. That would probably be mine too. Well, maybe. I don't know. I might need to go 6 or 7 players. Hernan Gomez and Horace for Mark Jackson and Paul George. I mean, I don't know if you're getting all that for Hernan. Who is Horace? C. Holmes. Who's Horace? So I say trade Hernan Gomez and Horace. Yeah, for them Lakers fans, for that Laker fan. Remember Chris Childs punched Kobe?
Trade the coaches.
Oh, Hornacek. Oh.
Trade the coaches.
I mean, Doc Rivers was in the trade, right, to the Clippers, but I don't know if you're getting much for Hornacek, man. I mean, for I don't know if you're getting much for Hernan Gomez right now. His stock is kind of low. If you want to get something for Hernan Gomez, they're gonna have to play him, and Hernan Gomez is gonna have to produce, and then you can look at trading him for something. I want to know something from you. I want to know from you guys. What do you think about trying to get our kid from Philly, Jahlil Okafor? I mean, right now the rumor is that Philly wants a 2nd round pick. What would you got? I don't know. I don't know if he's worth the drama. Since he's coming to the league, Jahlil Okafor's been, he's had problems on and off the court. I don't know if he's worth the drama. He doesn't play defense well. He's a great offensive talent, but I don't know. And he probably wouldn't fit in here anyway. Favorite Knicks era for me is the 90s, for sure. Hernan Gomez probably. The 90s is definitely my favorite Knicks era. I wasn't alive when Walton and won the championship. So when Ewing and Starks and Oakley and them guys was out there, that was my favorite Knicks era. I would give Noah in the 1st rounder for Okafor. Yeah, but Philly's not going to take Noah. The contract is too much. They're not going to take Noah. He screams Eddie Curry. He could. They're both from Chicago too. Oh wow, that's pretty cool. Signed Oakley jersey. That's nice. Yeah, we got a lot of bigs, but if you could switch one of them bigs out for a big that's not, like, if you switched out Hernan Gomez, who's not really giving us anything right now, or might not give us anything at all, for someone who could potentially give us something if we think he could give us something. The thing is, Okafor right now is giving Philadelphia the same thing that Hernan Gomez is giving us, but he makes, I think, like $4 million a year, where Hernan Gomez is like $2 million. So, and right now, basically Jahlil Okafor is only worth the 2nd round pick. So You know, for us, it probably wouldn't be worth it. His Okafor's ceiling is Al Jefferson. Could be, could be, and likely because he doesn't play defense. Yeah, I'm gonna get to one of the. I'm gonna get to one of his games too. I think when I get there, I might broadcast live a little bit while I'm there. I'm gonna get to one. Hernan Gomez for Noel. You know what? To have another defensive center, especially Noah's here, but Noah's not part of the long term future. Someone like Noel, he could work. He really could work. You know what? I don't think he'd be the same player in New York. Um, he had the perfect. I think Steph Curry had the perfect. He had the perfect situation. He had someone like Mark Jackson there that could help discipline young players and teach them the ropes a little bit. And Mark Jackson is a legendary point guard. Um, so he had a really good situation without the pressure of New York. He had some injuries early on in his career, and playing in Golden State, is not the same pressure as playing in New York. I think if he was playing in New York, uh, um, it would have been it would have been crazy for him. And with the instability of our front office, I don't think he'd be the same player. Yeah, you know maybe now, but back then we just didn't have the coaching staff. We weren't developing players. Um, I don't think it would have worked. He wouldn't be the same Steph Curry. Yeah. Now I'm hoping that we have developed, or we now have a coaching staff that can develop players. I'm not sure. Looking at some of the things I see Jeff Hornacek do with our young guys, I'm not sure how much he's really developing players or how much our players are going to develop. Right. Tell me about it. That hurts me too, man. I'm a big Giants fan. We're getting worse every week. We the Knicks were supposed to be tanking and end up being the Giants, right? The only thing we can hope for now is that we can get a high pick in the draft. We need to boost our offensive line. We need a running back. Then we got to find out what we're going to do with Eli. So who knows? Now that's true. Mike D'Antoni was on that 2019. That's definitely true. But I still don't think that we had the stability as a front office. Now, but under Mike D'Antoni, though, Steph Curry would have he might have flourished under Mike D'Antoni. Um, he definitely might have, but I still don't think we had the front office to. We definitely wouldn't have been the Golden State Warriors. I can tell you that, because we didn't have the front office that could put the pieces around Curry. Fizdale over Hornacek. Um, he could be a better coach than Hornacek, but at this point, I wouldn't put him. I wouldn't put him out there at this point of the season because right now the team is learning Hornacek's offense. They're playing it well, and you take away Hornacek and put in Fizdale. Now we've got to do something totally different. At this point of the season, I think, and with the Knicks playing, they're 500, and honestly, we could be at least. There's 3 games out there that we should have won at least, right? So we should be at least 14-8. We could very well be 14-8, and in the top 4 or 5 in the East. So at this point, with the way things are going with the team, I don't think you touch the coaching. I don't think you touch players unless there's something that's really, really good out there, and then you see if you can make a move. But I think we need to see what we got. Deadline moves. Um, I think if there's going to be a deadline move, unless it's something that can really push us forward, I think it'll be small things that will affect us in the off season that clears up some roster, that clears up some cap space, uh, or just cleans out some gluts in the in our rotation. I don't think we'll see anything really major or really really big unless something comes along, and so you never know what could come along. We are getting to the time soon that players that were signed over the summer can be traded. So, we'll see what starts happening then. Now, talks will probably start to pick up.
You don't go for Hornacek's job? Can you be the coach?
Can I go for Hornacek's job? I mean, if they're gonna, you know what? They don't even have to pay me as much as they pay Hornacek. They give me half of what Hornacek is making, I'll do it.
Yep. I agree.
What's our biggest need? Like I said before, I think our biggest need right now is a legitimate 3-man that can play defense. Young guy. I know some people talked about making some trades for Luau Dang and some things like that. I think if we're going to make some moves, we need to continue the path and get young people. Get young guys that can go out and ball. Is there a trade that I would make? I haven't really thought about trades right now. There was I would be looking to see if I can get a young small forward though. I'd be looking to see if I can get a small forward that can play defense and rebound, kind of an all around player, but someone that can really get after it on the defensive end. That's what I would be looking for, to see if someone's out there. If I couldn't find that, then I would just stay where we are. If I couldn't find someone that's can really come in, someone like a Stanley Johnson, he'd be nice. Yep.
But we need Lance for defensive reasons.
I don't know. Thomas, he's a defensive guy. He's a good veteran leader. His contract isn't too bad. But I don't know what to do with Thomas. I don't know where he fits. If I would approach, let me see, for the next 10 games, it would depend on who I have. If let's say I'm playing with a full slate of guys where I got Hardaway and KP, I think I would keep the starting lineup the way it is, but I would definitely play Frank more. I would I would increase Frank's minutes to like 25 to almost 30 minutes a game. I would give Beasley some more playing time. Then maybe you can give KP a break sometimes, a little bit more than he's getting. Especially, Beasley is proving that he can come in and be, a spark off the bench. If you got Beasley, who's a spark, you got Dougie Fresh, who's a spark. You need to get those guys some minutes, and Beasley can also rebound. So I would definitely look to get Beasley more minutes over these next 10 games, because I think he's given us some and he's earned it. But I would definitely, over these next 10 games, be getting Frank more minutes. Yeah. So let me ask you, what do you guys think about this game tomorrow night? I think the Knicks are going to. I think they're going to come out and play better. I really do. Even though we haven't played well on the road, I think that the Knicks are going to come out and play a little bit better than they played tonight. I think they're going to play tough throughout the game, but scoring is going to be an issue for us tomorrow night. So we're going to have to try to find ways to keep the ball free flowing. I think tomorrow, um, we don't want the ball getting stuck. Beasley is probably going to start for KP. We got to make sure the ball doesn't get stuck in his hands. We're going to need to make sure we get some production from Dotson, and he'll be a little bit more. He'll be a little bit more comfortable, I think, tomorrow starting. So hopefully we'll get a little bit more production from Dotson. But what you said now, Seeker, that's the way it could go. It could go that we lose it in the fourth because we don't have Hardaway and KP out there. I'm really hoping we can find a way to pull it out because I do not want to dip below 500. I think it really helps our confidence to stay above 500, stay at 500 or above. It keeps us there mentally, keeps us focused. But if we do dip below, it's going to be interesting to see how we respond. Yeah, Beasley does play like Melo a little bit. I think, but I think he's more willing to he's not going to just demand the ball. Hey, give me the ball and let me go. I think he's a little bit more willing to, play free flowing within the offense. But tomorrow, if we can find a way to keep it tight throughout the game and then hope that somebody can step up. And Courtney Lee can step up. Tonight, he was exhausted. He was gassed. So he's probably, at least in the first half, might play a little bit less minutes tomorrow since it's a back-to-back. You might see Dotson, Ron Baker a little bit more in the first half. But in the fourth quarter, Lee might be that guy. He might be that one of our most dependable players in the fourth. Beasley, of course, he can get his buckets. But Courtney Lee might be one of our more dependable players in the fourth. And of course, we want to continue to try to get Cantor his looks, because he can get us 18, 20. Yeah. But it's going to be a tough game tomorrow night. Without Hardaway, without KP, it's going to be a tough game. Has anyone, I haven't been able to go online and look or see anything. Has anyone seen anything about Hardaway and his injury? Yeah, we should battle Miami and Indiana for the 8th seed, which makes this game tomorrow even more important. Because if we're battling them for the 8th seed, it'd be nice to get 2 wins up on them. If we're battling Indiana for that 8th seed, it'd be nice to get 2 wins up for them. Lee is taking minutes away from Dotson. He is, but Lee is also producing. You can't take nothing away from Lee. He's been a solid player. He's probably been our most consistent player throughout the season. And we need him out there. His veteran leadership, what he gives us on the floor. You need Lee. You definitely need Lee out there because he gives us a lot of what we need. Okay, well, look, guys, I'm going to head out. Got some family over. We're getting ready to put up our Christmas tree, decorate a little bit. But I'm going to be on tomorrow night after the Indiana game. I might even try to get on a little bit at halftime if I'm able, if it's possible. I'm checking out this new system that I'm using, and I've seen a couple of glitches in there, so I might use a new one. I'm gonna look back at this video a little bit later on, and see what I can do to fix it. But soreness in the lower leg. Yeah, I wonder what that soreness is. If it's just overuse. Hardaway's probably never been used this much in his career as a featured player, so it takes a toll on your body. But I'm gonna get on out of here, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.
Good luck, Knicks. Oh.